Last week, we talked about why you're probably paying for subscriptions you forgot about. This week, I want to talk about what you actually do with that money once you find it. Because here's the thing. Most people who try to budget fail. Not because they're bad with money, not because they don't care, but because the way we've all been taught to budget is fundamentally broken. Sound familiar? And how long did that last? For most people, about 2 weeks, maybe 3. Here's what no one tells you. Budgeting doesn't fail because of math. It fails because of friction. And today, I'm going to show you the simplest budgeting system that actually sticks. No spreadsheets, no deprivation, no guilt. Before we get into the system, let me give you a quick reframe. In the last video, we talked about how companies design subscriptions to stay invisible. Silent charges, no friction, no pain. Your brain never registers the loss. Budgeting is the exact opposite problem. It asks you to constantly feel the pain of every purchase. Every coffee, every dinner, every spontaneous Amazon order. You're supposed to log it, categorize it, feel slightly bad about it. That's exhausting. And it doesn't work long term. The system I'm going to walk you through today does the opposite. It automates the boring part so you never have to think about it, and gives you full permission to spend the rest guilt-free. Most budgeting advice starts with tracking everything you spend. I want you to ignore that completely. Instead, start with one number: your monthly take-home income. Not gross, not pre-tax. What actually lands in your account every month. Got it? Good. That's the only number you need to begin. Now we're going to split it using a framework called the 50-30-20 rule. You may have heard of it, but most people apply it wrong, so let me walk you through it properly. 50% goes to needs: rent, utilities, groceries, transport, insurance. The things that would cause real problems if unpaid. 30% goes to wants: restaurants, streaming, clothes, hobbies, going out. Everything that makes life enjoyable. 20% goes to savings and debt repayment. This comes out first, not last. That last part is critical. Most people try to save what's left over at the end of the month. There's never anything left over. Pay yourself first, automate that 20% out on payday, and live on the rest. The single biggest upgrade you can make to your financial life costs you nothing and takes about 20 minutes. Set up an automatic transfer. On the day you get paid, a fixed amount moves from your checking account to a separate savings account. You don't see it. You don't decide. It just goes. This is called paying yourself first, and it's the closest thing to a financial superpower that actually exists. Why does automation work when willpower doesn't? Because willpower is a limited resource. Every financial decision you have to make actively drains it a little. Automation removes the decision entirely. The money moves before you even think about it. If your take-home is $3,000 a month, your 20% is $600. Set up a $600 automatic transfer for the same day as your paycheck. Done. You now have $2,400 to work with, and your savings are already handled. One account for needs and wants. One account for savings. That's the whole structure. Here's where most people stop, and where this system gets interesting. Take your remaining $2,400. Split it roughly in half, about $1,500 for fixed needs, and $900 for everything else. Your wants, your fun money, your spontaneous dinner decisions. That $900, put it in a separate account. Call it whatever you want. Fun money. Life account. Doesn't matter. But here's the rule. Once it's gone, it's gone. No transfers, no exceptions. You're not failing. You're just out for the month. This does 2 things. First, it removes guilt. That $900 is yours to spend however you want. No tracking, no categories, no judgment. Second, it creates natural limits without requiring constant willpower. You can feel the balance going down. It's automatic feedback. This is behaviorally similar to what researchers call mental accounting. We treat money differently depending on which mental bucket it lives in. By giving your fun money a physical home, you're using that bias for you instead of against you. The final piece is a single habit. Once a month, spend 10 minutes looking at your numbers. Not to punish yourself, not to obsess, just to answer 3 questions. Did my savings transfer happen? If not, fix it now. Are my fixed costs roughly where I expected? If something spiked, why? How did the fun account feel? Too tight, too loose? That's it. 10 minutes. Adjust the numbers slightly if needed, then close the app and move on. Most people treat budgeting like a constant surveillance system. This system treats it like a monthly check-in you actually do. One is sustainable, the other is not. Let me tell you why this system actually sticks when everything else doesn't. It's not about discipline, it's about design. You remove the daily decisions by automating savings. You remove the guilt by pre-approving your spending. You remove the complexity by using 3 accounts instead of 12 spreadsheet categories. And you remove the shame spiral by making limits physical and visible. The reason classic budgeting advice fails is the same reason diets fail. It asks you to rely on willpower, 24 hours a day, forever. This system asks you to make 3 good decisions once. Which account gets what? And then mostly leave it alone. You're not fighting your impulses, you're changing the environment so the right behavior is the path of least resistance. That's it. That's the whole psychology. And if you found a few subscriptions you forgot about last week, redirect that money straight into your savings transfer. You were already spending it. You won't miss it. But in 12 months, you'll definitely notice it's there. Here's your action step for this week. Open your bank app right now, find your paycheck date, and set up one automatic transfer. Even if it's $50, even if it's $20, the amount matters less than the habit. Next week, we'll talk about what to actually do with that savings account once it starts growing. Because a pile of money sitting in a 0.01% interest account is its own kind of waste. If this series is helping you think differently about money, subscribe. And if you have a friend who says they can't budget, send them this video. They can. They just need a better system. See you next week.